into existence, and then maybe, or there is just some way that things can just exist without ever needing to be created.
Sure. What we usually, Muslims, this is what we say, yeah? We don't say we're trying to figure out everything. We don't say that. But we can still, we still say that we have came to the conclusion that something brought this into existence, right? This is one conclusion, right? What that something is, what does it do? You can know some characteristics of it, right? So for example, it needs creative capacity. You cannot create without having creative capacity. You cannot bring anything else into existence, right? It needs to be self-aware as well to do that, right? That thing as well must be powerful. It cannot compress energy, create atoms, do all of this. It must be intelligent as well. All of these laws that you referred to yourself. It must be eternal. As I said, you cannot keep going forward, right? It must be something that always exists. Explains the rest of the reality. Everything else depends on it. So that is our simple definition of Allah, the creator that we believe in. We don't believe that God is a man, nor a woman, nor a God of thunder, nor the God of... We believe God is above all of that. We believe this gender only applies to the creation, doesn't apply to the creator of everything, right? So if you read the Quran, chapter 112, it says that Allah is one, eternal, right? Neither biggest nor is born, doesn't have children or parents like us, and there is nothing like unto him in essence. So it actually agrees with you. That there is nothing like unto Allah, so it's above our comprehension. But we can know that he exists. So I can know that there is someone over there.
You just said that he.
This is a linguistic structure that we use, right?
Absolutely.
So in Arabic language, we don't have the word it, so we use the word he.
That's
but
really
it doesn't mean that Allah is male or female, right?
That's pretty cool.
Because the Quran says that Allah is something. Something is not a man, not a woman. The Quran says that there is nothing like unto Allah. If there is nothing like unto Allah, he cannot be a man or a woman, because there is a man and a woman, right? So this is our belief. So if something like this exists and it makes sense of the rest of the reality and world, it would be illogical for us to say that we cannot reach a conclusion, right? I can say, for example, I don't know your name yet, right?
Sylvan.
Sylvan, yeah?
What's your name?
My name is Mohammed, like the Prophet, it's easy, So,
I remember that.
and I don't know her name, for example. I didn't know your name until you told me your name, correct? But that doesn't mean you didn't have a name. Us not knowing something doesn't mean that there is no answer for that thing, or it doesn't mean that someone else doesn't have the answer, right? This is pretending I know, is that?
True.
But what we say as Muslims, that we can reach that answer of the existence of that being, right? Moving forward, what the being is, as I said, we can know certain characteristics of it. Then if that being brought us into existence, then that being gives us purpose. Just like I was telling you that someone who made this gave it purpose, then the being who made us gives us purpose as well, right? So then how do we know? We have to ask. Person who made this bottle, we go to him, why did you make this bottle? And he says, I made this bottle for that reason. I think she wants to go. I don't want to keep her. I don't want to keep her more. I'm not going to keep you. I'm not going to keep you more, right? So what we say as Muslims, this is my conclusion of the message, right? We have a purpose, right? We exist for a reason, right? So rather than us pushing back the idea that we have a purpose, I think we should investigate that. So have you read the Quran yourself?
I haven't.
Give it a read. Your purpose could be there. Your answers could be questions there.
Are there any bits that you'd recommend reading?
I would recommend reading the Quran. Start from the end. I will not tell you start from the beginning. Start from the end. Because I would say people today, they don't like to read much. So the second chapter is the biggest chapter, right? So I will tell you to read from the end is the smallest chapter. Start from the end. Read. Reflect. If you go forward, I'm sure you will find. Look, if you have me personally, I don't have. Maybe if someone has a copy in here.
It's okay.
So there is a lot of stalls around London who give free copies. Right? If you come across one, just take one, or you can have one on your app, right? And you start reading. I believe it will answer existential questions for you, right? Because I believe as humans we cannot live without knowing why we're here. It's just a basic primitive questions. Why are we here, bro? What are we doing? You know. So it was a pleasure talking to you. Remind me of your name, sorry.
Sylvan.
Sylvan. My name is Mohammed, as I told you. It's a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, you too.
And you can come here again, Have a discussion with someone else. You know? Thank you very much. See you guys. Thank you.
We're going to scoot out this way. That's great.
That's okay.
We're just passing by.
Oh, he's passing by. See you.
Learn something new every day.
Assalamu alaikum brothers and sisters. Hope this video was helpful for you. This may help others too, so please consider sharing, and we will bring more videos in the future inshallah. So consider subscribing and you won't miss any. Jazakallahu khairan.